Well, hello to you and you and
You.
this is Kimspirational, and this is Ryanspirational from Kimspirational.com. My name is Kim, and I see dead people.
My name is Ryan, and I see dead people.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool. Love this guy. Love this guy. We are sitting in my office today, having a conversation about
Animals in nature.
and dead people. So we thought that we would do a video and talk about different things where, people might have different questions, different thoughts or whatever. And Ryan and I talk about these things because we both see the same kind of stuff. So I'm just going to ask, first of all, how long ago or when did you start seeing dead people?
About when I was 6 years old.
Cool. And how old are you now?
8.
Okay. So when did you start noticing that you were seeing spirits?
I kept seeing colors a lot, and then I asked my mom what it was, and she said that I was seeing spirits.
So where are you from?
Big Cove, Canada, New Brunswick.
Okay, and there's another name for Big Cove. What is it?
Elsie Bookduck.
Cool. So being on the native reserve, do you find that there's a lot of people that talk about spirits?
Not really, but there is a lot.
Yeah, so probably people are a little bit more open to it from where I grew up, which is really cool. So I'm so excited that you're willing to talk about this. So when you see the spirits, when you first saw them, you were talking about color. And so were they like in like balls, or were they actually like figures that you were seeing?
Some of them were balls, and some of them were weird kind of shapes, and then another shape behind it. And some of them are just straight lines.
Wow, that's cool. So the balls to me would probably be orbs. And who knows, they might be just shape shifting into different things. So do you actually hear them?
Sometimes.
Okay. And what are some of the things that they tell you?
A few times I was scared because one day there were 2 people fighting that I heard, and one person was saying that was to be happy and be loving and have fun, go places, and the other one was saying the total opposite of what the other person was saying.
Wow. So were they talking direct to you?
No, they were talking to each other.
Wow. Wow. So they were just arguing over what to do. Okay. So when you see these, like, do you ever see angels instead of spirits?
Sometimes.
And what's the difference in the feel of an angel compared to a spirit?
Well, the spirits, they're not really that hard to explain, but the angels are really hard to explain.
Okay. Because for me, like, when I feel a spirit, I feel a little bit heavier. Actually, a lot heavier. And when I feel the angels, it's more like, doo, like when you're with a bunch of crystals and then you feel like, doo, like that. That's how I feel, just like that. So, do you feel doo, or do you just feel doo, or boom?
I feel
So, but when you feel the spirits, how does it feel?
it just feels pretty normal.
Just kind of like us? Yeah. For me, maybe they show me a little bit more heaviness because I used to have a hard time as a kid. Like, I really got confused. I used to be made fun of on the playground because I would be talking to nobody, but I really was talking to somebody. I would think that I was with a real child, but it would be a spirit child. And then I would spend like the afternoon with them or whatever. They'd be beside me in school. I thought that maybe they were new to the class. And sometimes I would see them like for like 3 months, and then suddenly they just wouldn't be in the classroom anymore. And it was really confusing to me because I would say, we're so and so, and people thought I was making it up. So after a while, I kind of like asked to be able to see the difference. So maybe they gave me a little bit of a heavier feeling so that I wouldn't get mixed up. So now I know it's definitely a spirit when it comes. So we were talking about nature and animals and how we would like to maybe get a message out there for people. Do you have a message about nature or what we can do for nature and animals?
Is to really help them so that they don't be extinct like dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm. So for your culture, and also partly my culture because my grandmothers would have been Mi'kmaq, but for me, animals are very important. But especially for your culture, there's so much talk about animals and so much respect for animals. And, is there a way that we can respect the animals, or is there something that we can do for them? For example, like tobacco offerings are sometimes done when people see an animal that has died. Or if they have to kill an animal, sometimes they give the tobacco offerings. But what about like things like a lot of people have drums, for example, and like what could we do to say thank you to the animals for giving up their lives for the drums, like the skins on the drums? Tobacco as well?
I think so.
Do you ever get messages from the animals?
No.
Just more from the spirits. Okay, for me, I get a lot of messages from animals as well. And for me, the animals are often asking us to maybe give different offerings like that, but also just to try to understand them and to try to understand the message that comes from them. So I'm thinking of picking a few cards, and I'm going to see if anything comes to either of us from the animals, what the animal would like to tell us, okay? Well, actually, I'll get you to pick one first. Okay, so what is the animal?
An antelope.
An antelope. Okay, so the antelope, what do you think the antelope would like to tell us? I'm going to just show it to everybody. Antelope. Anything? I'm going to pick a middle one. I'll let you think about that. We're getting some interesting ones. I got the opossum. So on this card, the opossum says strategy or backup plan.
One says make a decision and take appropriate action.
So when I think of the antelope, or if I think about deer, I think about how decision could come in by maybe as a team they make quick decisions, because sometimes if one runs, they all run together. So maybe that's where they get that from. I'm going to pick another card. Ooh, the hawk. So when you sit with the hawk, do you get anything that comes to you? Like what the hawk would tell us?
I don't know.
Well, the hawk in this card means focus. And when I think about the hawk, I think about the characteristics of different things. I don't know much about the opossum. However, the hawk is often around here. And if you watch the hawk, it's, it flies pretty high like the eagle. So it has, it touches heaven. So it would have a better view of things. It would have a different view of Earth. And the hawk is like a hawk eye. It can really see. So the cool thing about a hawk is it can actually like detect a mouse from flight and calculate how far the mouse is, how fast the mouse is going, and where they should actually scoop down to catch it. And they catch it. So it's pretty cool. So it's like about precision. It's about seeing from a different perspective, but also it helps us get focused and helps us with different priorities in life. So it's pretty cool. So a couple more questions, if I may. When it comes to nature, what can we do for nature? Is there anything that you feel to do for nature?
Is to not kill any animals if it's not hunting season.
So respect them and don't kill them unless it's time, and to let the animals know that we're coming, right? If we do. Wow. I was going to think of another question, but I can't think of any. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
No? Okay. Well, I'm really grateful to have you here today. You know, I think it's going to help some people, even though we're just sort of doing a random video, and we started with some goofy ones as bloopers. But I think that there's probably somebody out there that might be listening, and maybe there's something about what we're saying that's going to mean something to them. And I really, I hope that it helps in some way. I believe that there's a lot of sensitive kids out there, and I believe that there's more kids out there like Ryan who sees
spirits and dead people.
But I don't think that every kid out there is as comfortable as Ryan is talking about it. And I'm so proud of him because he's not afraid. He's able to express himself. He's able to be free with this. But I think one of the big reasons is because he has a mom that gives him that freedom, and she's pretty special. So I'm hoping that there are parents out there that will follow her lead, and to see his confidence and maybe offer that confidence to their children by speaking about it openly. And that's the difference. Ryan is able to talk about this at any time. It's not strange. And being from a culture where other people talk about it, you know, this helps a lot. For me, I wish that I had that. I didn't have that growing up. So even now I'm a little bit more tentative talking about those things, you know. But we all have an opportunity to change the future and to change the world. And I believe that the world is going to change through children. Do you believe that? And I think that if we give children a chance to be themselves, then we're going to create a world where we're doing something that we love. We're going to be in jobs that are meaningful to us. We'll choose different. So I thank you very, very much. Any closing words, thoughts?
No.
I'm going to close it by thanking all of our guides and angels, especially our spirit guides and our guardian angels in the animal world, for everything that they do for us. I give thanks to the swimmers, the crawlers, the four-legged ones, the winged ones, for all that they do for us, all that they provide for us, and for Mother Nature, Mother Earth, for everything that she gives. Love and light to you and you and
you.
From Kimspirational and
Ryan.
Ryan Inspirational. Goodbye, everybody.